my God! Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game.
Tatum drives down and throws it down. Wow!
The throw, rainbows it down the right side for Kyle Pitts. He's got it. He's there. Touchdown.
Oh my indeed. Welcome back everyone to the Sports Bits podcast with Moko here to talk about all things NBA playoffs because that's the only thing really to talk about, and maybe a couple of side stories here and there. I also said that we're supposed to be like doing a post-game reaction to every game. Dude, I fell asleep. I'll be honest, I fell asleep through last night's game, game one, which we'll talk about today. I didn't. Yeah, apparently from what Reed's saying, I didn't miss much, and also looking at the highlights, and also looking at the box score and all that stuff. I didn't miss that much. We'll talk about it today, though, as our little reaction. We'll also give our little, predictions, and even after game one, we'll give our predictions to see what games we're gonna win, yada yada, all that regular stuff. But yeah, first thing I wanted to talk about today was mainly the outside the playoff stuff. Is Nate McMillan? He actually scored a 4-year deal with the Hawks to be their head coach for the next 4 years, which is hype. I wanted Nate McMillan to be the coach, for them because there's really no other option, and I think he's probably the best option because he's already worked with these guys. So yes, I like it. I don't know what your thoughts are on it, but I like it.
I mean, I loved what Nate McMillan did.
It's hard to say his name too. I'm not gonna lie.
Low-key, it's kind of a tongue twister. But I loved what he did with the Hawks. They have a young core. He built a whole offensive system around Trae Young, who fit into it great. Trae Young really stepped into a nice playmaking role for them that they needed. They have good shooters, a decent defensive anchor in Capella. So, yeah, I think Nate McMillan did a great job with the Hawks. He led them to the Eastern Conference Finals, and he was the interim head coach that entire time.
Yeah. He was the assistant before that with crappy Lloyd Pierce, who got fired. And now he's apparently the assistant coach of the Pacers with Rick Carlisle. So I don't know how I feel about that, but getting any former head coaching experience is good, I guess. So
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, great job for him. I've given my praise to Nate McMillan already so many times on this podcast, so I love it. So good luck to him. Good luck to Trae Young. Good luck to that team because they are all dogs on that team that deserve to win something. So
absolutely. No, they're gonna come back next season, I think, and they're gonna be a top 5 seed in the East, I think.
Yeah. I hope so. That'd be dope. And to get a little parity in the Eastern Conference, there already isn't enough. But yeah, I mean it's great for him.
The Eastern Conference definitely needs to be a bit more competitive.
I agree, because we only have 2 or 3 teams that are constantly good, and everything else is just toss up.
Yes.
But and then, there's, of course, people are saying, we could talk about the mock draft and all that stuff. But, we're going to move all that stuff to next week or probably after the finals are over. So we're going to get into draft stuff later because the draft is not till the 29th. I'm pretty sure. Am I saying 27th or 29th? I'm going to double check.
29th.
29th. Yeah, July 29th. So we have plenty of time to talk about draft stuff later because offseason is going to be packed. And then we're going to have a rushed start of the season. So hopefully that, that'll make content, finding content easier for this stuff. We could also talk about the Rachel Nichols thing, but I'll be honest, we talked about it before the podcast, before recording, and I'm we don't know enough. And I barely have a surface line knowledge. Yeah. The
only thing I know is that, what you told me is that apparently Rachel Nichols and Maria Taylor have been, kind of competing for this job for the past 2 years or something.
Yep.
I didn't even know that part, but yeah, I know that they're kind of beefing now. So
you want to tell me what you did know about this whole controversy before?
But yeah, the one thing that I knew about it was the whole Jimmy Butler thing.
Yeah, we don't need to say what it is because, you could just look it up yourself and find out. So
yeah, anyone who listens to this podcast probably already knows.
Yeah, I hope they know because it's kind of funny. But also, I'm going to give you this read. Rachel Nichols is 47, so I'm going to let that simmer. She's 47, and we all know Jimmy Butler, so I'm just going to leave it there.
47?
Yeah, she's 47. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to say anything else. All right. Yep.
You're saying 47 or not
47.
47, 3 years away from 50.
Yes. Yeah, no, I wanted to see. I didn't want to say it until he said it until he got on the recording, but yeah, that's his reaction. So, and if you guys know, you should be laughing along with us.
Dude, I mean, Jimmy's a dog.
Jimmy's a dog.
Jimmy's an absolute dog.
Yeah, I think I might like put in the title like something like Jimmy's a dog and like no context in the title, and then people have to actually watch this to figure out what we're saying. But
I did not
Jimmy's
know
a
that
dog.
she was 47. That's crazy.
Yep, she is.
That's
So.
really funny.
Yeah, so let's move on to the to the finals. Yeah, because I think that's enough. We've said enough about it. So
Yeah, like I said, we
hey,
don't
congrats to the Suns. They won 105-118. It was a really boring game. I felt, of course, I just said earlier, I fell asleep for this game. So my first thing, DeAndre Ayton almost got 20-20. So that's really good. I'm proud of DeAndre for doing that. I mean, mainly it was just Chris Paul just throwing up lobs, and then DeAndre Ayton, or like DeAndre Ayton like picking up
he has a nice hook
rebounds.
Shot in the post. He has a nice hook shot.
Yeah, he's a
he's also
big man.
Great. He's great in transition. The Suns like heavily outscored the Bucks in transition last night, and I think a lot of that was like facilitated by Chris Paul pushing the floor with DeAndre Ayton and Devin Booker.
And also, let's not downgrade Cameron Payne, what he's done for this team, because he's basically the replacement Chris Paul when he's not on the floor.
Yeah. So I actually wanted to bring something up. So I think it was 6, 1, 2, 3. No, that's the Bucks. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so 6 Suns scored in double digits last night.
That's great.
Yeah, that's amazing for them, because they're getting good production from
and somebody scored 1 point.
Jay Crowder, he was the reason. They could have been perfect from the free throw line.
Yeah.
The whole night, and he missed that.
He missed one. Hold on. I sent you the TikTok, right? Did you see the Jay Crowder one on the TikTok?
Maybe.
Hold on. Okay, check the TikTok while I want to talk about something real quick. But check the TikTok I sent in the. Now. Dude, it's so funny. You really gotta see it.
Where did you?
Okay, I sent it in the group chat, the Sports Bits group chat. It's like you'll see like Bucks something and like forcing something in the title. But
wait, okay, hold on. I didn't watch this yet, but
you can watch it. But I'm gonna start talking about something real quick because Chris Paul scored 30, and I'm really hyped for him, and also 9 assists because that's his natural thing. I'm gonna let him finish that, and also every player Suns starter had double digits plus minus like positive, so that shows that they're doing really well on offense and defense. Did you see the Jay Crowder one yet?
Oh, I saw that. I saw the one with Drew Holiday.
Oh yeah. Yep, you'll see the Jay Crowder one. It's hilarious.
I'm doing nothing for 2 hours.
Dude,
I was thinking about that because I think one thing to mention also is that Jay Crowder scored 1 point and the Suns still ran circles around the Bucks defense.
Yeah,
so right there. But
I just love it. It's just Jay Crowder just saying.
Man went 0 for 8 from the field.
0 for 5 from 3. Like he's supposed to be the 3 and D guy, and he missed 5
he had 9 rebounds, so good for him. But
they're straight like in the TikTok.
All right, so no, I don't think that. When you have a team of Devin Booker, Chris Paul, now DeAndre Ayton is a huge offensive weapon. He's been a huge offensive weapon for them, but now he's like really starting to
step it up.
And then you got Cameron Squared, Cameron Johnson and
Cameron Squared. We're coming up with nicknames left and right. We got Knee Snash, we got Joe Jesus, we got what's his Beef Jerky Joe.
Oh yeah, Beef Jerky Joe.
And now we got Cameron Square.
The Suns are getting really great production from their bench. And I kind of forgot where I was going with this, but basically the point is that I don't think they just everyone comes to play for the Suns.
Yeah.
Every game, they always come out, they always play their hardest, they leave everything on the court. And I think a problem with the Bucks is that they're not getting that kind of offensive production from everybody. Drew Holiday scored 10 points last night, 4 for 14 from the field. Chris Middleton had a great game. Giannis also had a good game. I think he had a double-double, 20 points, 11 rebounds or something like that. I have the box score in front of me. I should just look.
Yeah. The thing is about I'm gonna while you're looking that up, you're good. Oh yeah. But I just want to say something real quick because a lot of people are saying that the Bucks are the most overrated team to ever reach the finals, just because how streaky everyone is. No one's consistently good. Booker's consistently good. Chris Paul's consistently good. So we don't know how this Bucks team's gonna react.
Yeah, overrated. I don't know if I would say overrated. I would definitely say underwhelming.
Underwhelming
team for sure. It's because you said it. They're streaky. They need Middleton can get hot. For a stretch of games. We saw it in the Nets series and in the Atlanta series. He had some good stretches of games. But I mean, the Suns are a great defensive team. He's going to really have to be consistent, like you said, if they want to win, even a couple games.
I guess we're transitioning to the Bucks because I'm just going to say this real quick because apparently one of the podcasts I listened to talked about the stat, but apparently Chris Middleton, like the whole average, his average field goal percentage for the Hawks series was 28%. Like he was hot some games and then had like 0% the next game. So that's why he averaged 28%. I'm like, that's terrible. That's a second
really
option.
Bad. That's below 30. I mean, you shouldn't really be shooting below 40. To be that big of an offensive weapon. Because, I mean, when Giannis was out, he's their main offensive weapon. And even when Giannis was in, he had a really good start. And, I mean, he had 20 points and 17 rebounds. So he had a good game. But he definitely was not as dominant and explosive as, we've seen him prior to this knee injury.
Yeah, I mean, coming off the knee injury is not great. But a main thing I wanted to talk about, because I said it in the earlier, but Bootyholzer. We're adding another nickname, Bootyholzer, because Budenhosier and these goddamn lineups, like these lineups and sets he has running out on this team is absolute garbo. Like he's running, like the one thing that stood out to me, like looking at the plus minuses, because I can't figure out, I wasn't watching the game, so I couldn't see the lineups, but they're running Brook Lopez, PJ Tucker, and Giannis all out at the same time, and even Bobby Portis at the same time. I'm like, are you serious running three bigs at the same time against this team that can run circles around you?
Yeah, they're relatively, like all of them are pretty slow. I mean, Brook Lopez is moves in slow motion.
Yeah. Like Giannis.
Also, last night I know the ESPN crew was talking about it, but I think it might have been like Jeff and Mark, but whoever it was, they were saying like every time a Booker or Chris Paul would switch on to Brook Lopez, they were eating. Like they were just eating the whole.
I'm surprised.
They cooked him. They cooked him every single time. He's too slow to be able to really defend them. And even because when they get into the post, they just have really. I mean, Chris Paul is automatic from the mid range. Yep. Devin Booker has a fantastic fadeaway. Brook Lopez has no chance of stopping it, and I just don't see this Bucks defense being able. They can't stop this Suns offense.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about a lot.
It's only one game, but that's just what I'm seeing.
No, but like a lot of people were talking about this, like it's a reoccurring theme, but like, talking about the Bucks playing a lot of drop coverage, which basically means that you give space to the everyone on the perimeter, saying like let them shoot. But that's a really dumb way to play, especially because we saw it against the Hawks. Like that's a really dumb way to play. And then now against the Suns, they're playing a lot of drop coverage. They got to play tight on these guys, or else they're giving them free like open mid ranges or open threes, and that's not a good recipe for this playing against like Chris Paul and Devin Booker. Second thing I wanted to say is that Brook Lopez is meant to be like he's not a bad defender. It's the point being that he's like a stretch big, so basically he needs to shoot his three and get back, or else he's not going to get back there to like defend anybody. He's going to be a liability if he can't get back there fast enough. So
he can't defend people on the perimeter.
No,
he just can't. I don't know if you saw the play last night. You said you fell asleep. But Chris Paul just hit a three right over him, and Brook Lopez goes to contest, but he fouls him. Yeah, because he's too slow. He has to lunge so far to try to get there.
He's big, but like he's big, but like he's not going to be able to use his length to any good use, he's being slow. 10 feet back from somebody.
Yeah, no, he's big, but he's slow. Like I can see Brook Lopez playing. I mean. He didn't even play that good defense against Ayton. But, like, honestly, that's really the only matchup that I can see Brook Lopez thriving in defensively because, like I said, Chris Paul and Devin Booker absolutely cooked him.
Yep. Bootyholzer making crappy lineups and leaving Brook Lopez to guard CP3. But speaking of fouls, Giannis was in foul trouble yesterday with five fouls. How we feel about that? Because that doesn't seem very good.
Not only was he in foul trouble, but he was also in free throw shooting trouble.
Free throw trouble, yeah. I mean, that's like, we kind of expect that from Giannis. Let's be honest, 58%. That's, Giannis being Giannis.
Look at it, I think the Bucks shot like under 10 free throws. And
they shot 16 to let you know.
Okay, so never mind. See, I don't know what I'm talking about. But
so they shot under 10 makes. They made 9. So
yeah, so like that's terrible percentage. And the Suns hit 25 of 26.
Yeah, 96%. Yeah.
No
thanks to the man sitting on his hands in the paint or on the perimeter.
Yeah, dude, that's what, like, seriously,
Crowder.
because Devin Booker just goes to work in the mid-range, in the post, gets the foul.
Devin
and
Booker in the post since when?
He can hit the bucket too.
Since when is Devin Booker in the post?
What?
You said Devin Booker in the post.
Oh well, I mean he's working around like the paint, like the
driving, you know. Yeah, you mean like driving and stuff. Yeah, I just want to make sure you're like not saying like Devin Booker's posting up Brook Lopez. Like
no, he's not posting, but I mean he has a good post game for sure. I mean he's not like backing defenders down.
Yeah,
but, like
for a guard. For a guard, I think he's a good everything. Man, like I watch him, like every time I see that jump shot go up, and it takes like 5 seconds for him to like come down, and like it looks like Kobe. I love seeing that Kobe, like everyone's like Kobe resemblance with that jump shot. I'm like, dude, it's so true.
It's seriously there. He has such good hang time, good fade, just like a killer
accuracy, like deadly sharpshooter from mid range.
I don't know. Devin Booker is something else.
Also, just speaking of Jay Crowder, he had a 10 offensive rating. I love it. Okay, and also speaking of, I wanted to also talk about this when it comes to offensive rating because we were talking about Chris Middleton earlier because I forgot to mention it when we were talking about Chris Middleton. He had a 98 offensive rating, which is trash, and he had 29 points. Like, think about it. He was that much of a liability to score that 29 points. So like that's like he was not efficient scoring those 29 when like something else could have been happening. So that's just like something I want to quickly mention. It's just like he wasn't very efficient offensively, which was a liability to other people.
He shot 12 for 26, which isn't terrible, but I mean when Giannis they need 30 and 30 from both of them.
Yeah,
if they want to win this,
I mean, because Chris Paul's putting up 30.
Step up. Drew Holiday is going to have to step up. Because Devin Booker
and CP3
and CP3 they combined for like 57 points last night or something like that.
Yep.
So they need
59,
58 or something.
Yeah, 59. You got it, close enough.
59. Yeah, there you go, close enough. But the point is that they almost combined for 30 points. Chris Middleton and Giannis need to start. Picking it up a little bit. And Drew Holiday, too. Drew Holiday only, I said it before, he only had 10 points. He needs to either not take as many shots or he's got to step up.
Or just if he's not making shots, play more of a facilitator role is what I would recommend because I think that would be a great thing for him because he's still a great facilitator and a great playmaker.
Yeah, no, he's definitely a great playmaker. I mean, a great defender as well.
Don't downplay it, even though Chris Paul scored 30 on him, but, don't downplay it. Don't downplay it. I know you said you fell asleep during the game, but seriously, I mean, Drew Holiday was doing some good things against Chris Paul. It's just better, just better offense. Good defense, better offense. Okay. Last thing I wanted to say: why did Jeff T get 9 minutes?
When he came into the game, I was like, "Who? Like they're playing Jeff T."
You remember he was on the Celtics back in the beginning of the season, and we traded him to the Bucks for I don't know what would we trade him for, but it's kind of funny seeing Jeff Teague in the finals, and then he's getting 9 minutes when those 9 minutes should be given to Brent Forbes. So that's all I'm saying. So
I don't know. I think Budenhosier is definitely doing some weird stuff with these matchups, and you can tell he's kind of scrambling for answers. He doesn't have any answers to the offensive problems that they're having other than just Chris Middleton needs to shoot more or shoot better, not more. He needs to shoot better. Drew Holiday needs to shoot better. I literally cannot think of what's going on in that front office other than that conversation.
Well, that's not a really good things to say. That's not a good way to answer your problems. Just say, shoot better. That's basically what he's saying, what he's trying to do at this rate.
I mean, seriously though, what else are you going to do against this Suns team? They're great defensively, and your 3 biggest weapons offensively are, they're scoring decent, Giannis and Middleton, Drew Holiday, not as much, but those 3 offensive weapons, they need to be getting 20 points each minimum tonight.
I mean, this also because let's talk about you want to move on to predictions and stuff because also I was going to talk about some of this stuff during a preview if we did it, but my little solution to all this is running Giannis at the 5 and having PJ Tucker and then have the lineup they had at the end of the game, which is what is it? They had Pat Connaughton, Brent Forbes, Middleton, Holiday, and Giannis. That's the best lineup they got, and then also just with that lineup, since you're very small and fast, I just want you to like constantly double team in either Booker or Chris Paul for like a little bit, just trying to get in their face, get some pressure on them, having basically Giannis guard DeAndre Ayton 1-on-1, because I think I think he's athletic enough and big enough to compete with DeAndre Ayton. And Jay Crowder was a non-factor, so whoever you put on Jay Crowder, just double with Chris Paul or Booker, and you're good, because Jay Crowder ain't making a shot. So that's all I'm saying.
But they're gonna, if they do start doing that and they give Jay Crowder that shot, he's gonna start hitting them eventually. We saw it last year.
You hope not, but as a bucket,
James is hoping so. But no, seriously, if you just give Jay Crowder that shot, like, he's gonna start hitting it at some point.
Yeah,
he had a bad shooting night.
I was just joking with the 2020 hindsight of seeing Jay Crowder just being trash. Just this game one.
Yeah, no, dude. Like, when I was watching the game, I was like, "What is this dude doing?" This is not the Jay Crowder that I know.
Exactly, not hitting threes. But what is your little like solution / actually, let me get my prediction before I hand it off to you. But like, my prediction was Suns in 6, and yeah, that's really it. I didn't really have any other explanation to that. Suns in 6. I think the Bucks will pull out 2 wins at home, and then Suns will get hot towards the end. So, what's your little solution / prediction for the series?
So I think it's going to be, I don't know. I'm really hesitant after watching the game last night. It definitely,
it doesn't help that we have a little bit of gameplay to look at,
Yeah. But, no, I was talking to James about this on July 4th. I said it's going to be a 7-game series with Giannis back. And I still hold that. I think it's going to be Suns in 7. Because I think that just Giannis is, he's a 2-time defensive player, a 2-time MVP, defensive player of the year as well. So I think that, he's going to, a couple games, he's going to put the team on his back. Middleton's going to get hot for at least a game. So I see it being a 7-game series, but at the end of the day, I think that Chris Paul and Devin Booker are just going to be too much for their defense.
I totally agree. And unless they do what I said and like, I think my solution will work as long as they do the rotations right and Bootyholzer isn't trash about his rotations. Then and give him enough rest so they're able to play the whole game, with full energy, doubling on them. But, I don't know if I could trust Bootyholzer anymore, and he might get fired at the end of the season. So,
yeah, he did lead them to the final, so we'll see.
Please fire him. I'm just like for a Bucks fans out there, not as like as an NBA fan /
as a objective fan,
sympathizing Celtics fan who understands bad coaching sometimes. Fire Budenhosier.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I don't think I don't know. He's just not working with the pieces that he has.
Exactly.
Or he's not.
His lineups are trash.
They need to, honestly, I think what they're going to have to do is they got to trade away a bunch of their bench pieces and bring in new dudes.
Trade away like Middleton?
Next season. No, I don't think necessarily Middleton. I think Middleton can stay, and I think Jrue Holiday can stay, but I'm talking about trade their bench
Lopez.
I think they should get rid of Brook Lopez. And I think I literally think they just need to change the bench.
I like their bench personally. I think they need to trade away Brook Lopez and Middleton. Honestly, that's my opinion because I like Jrue Holiday. That's my hot take.
I think I'm in the minority when I say they should keep Middleton. I think most people would probably say trade Middleton. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't hate what he's doing. He just needs to be more consistent.
Which is the thing, because I don't think he's ever been consistent in his whole career. And my thing is trade while his value is high right now, and then try to get somebody good to pair with him. And also, not to mention their bench pieces are fine. So I think they just need to get another good star behind him and have Jrue Holiday, especially with a good number two that'll put a lot of pressure off of Jrue Holiday and be able to have him play his best game, which is I think he's not you don't want Jrue Holiday being a number 2 on the team.
No,
so
I
think
not a number 2 offensive option.
Yeah,
no
you can't rely on Middleton being a constant number 2. So that means that it puts more pressure on Holiday to perform well, which is you can see how it happens. So
the reason why I think they should get rid of the bench, and I can't even really think of bench players that they should bring on, but what I'm saying is that I think Jeff Teague, why?
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't know why. Pat Connaughton, I know you said you like Pat Connaughton, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know what they should do with Pat Connaughton, but they have all these other people. They have Giannis's older brother. He didn't even play last night, which is probably a surprise. But
he's like a rookie. Was he a rookie? Basically, no. He's like a third. No, he's not even a third year guy. He's been in the league for a little bit.
But I mean,
28.
He's not great. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they need to bring in some new bench pieces because here's the thing about the Suns is that when you have Devin Booker sitting out, you have Chris Paul, and when Chris Paul is sitting out, you have Devin Booker, and on top of that, you also
And when
have
both of them are sitting out, you got Cameron Payne.
Exactly. Cameron squared. You have Cameron squared.
Cameron squared.
Cameron Payne and Cameron Johnson.
Oh, that's why you said Cameron squared. I was like, why you said Cameron squared? I was like, oh, you got both Camerons.
What are you talking about?
I think you said Cameron square. I was like, what are you talking about Cameron square? I'm like, really? I was like, both cameras are sick.
Yeah, square it, two of them.
All right.
You should know this.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, so you can continue.
No, like the Suns, whenever they have like one of their big people sitting out, they have other dudes to take their place, other dudes to step up. When you have, like if Giannis is sitting out, who else is there? You got like pretty much like Middleton and Drew Holiday. If Middleton's not hot, then the offense starts to die.
PJ Tucker.
PJ Tucker. Like, you think PJ Tucker's going to start scoring 30 a night?
No. No. Hey, I'm just saying, like, they didn't even. I'm just saying the Suns didn't even run their full lineup. They didn't bring out Eton Moore. They didn't bring out Dario Saric. They didn't bring out Langston Gallagher.
He tore his ACL last night.
Oh, see, I was asleep for that, so I didn't know.
Yeah, he tore his ACL last night. Like,
damn, so he's gonna be out for the season, dude, or after the series. That's gonna suck, dude. Wait, who's gonna run the?
He might even have trouble coming back at the beginning of the offseason, at the beginning of the next season.
I just realized who's gonna run the backup 5 minutes. Oh, Kaminsky, that's who it is. Frank Kaminsky's gonna run the backup 5 minutes. Oh God, Frank Kaminsky. Ugh. Sorry,
he was playing last night after Sarge got injured.
Yeah.
And I don't really remember. I didn't pay too much attention to him. I just heard his name a couple times. But yeah. I mean, all they really need, DeAndre Ayton is just
a beast,
a monster, a beast. That's the only thing.
Exactly.
That you describe him as is just a beast.
Yeah, I think we've said everything we need to say, and I think the series is going to go in 6. You said 7. We'll see what happens. We'll have a post-game reaction tomorrow for Game 2. Hopefully, I'll be awake for all of the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
worry to death.
I'm not gonna be knocked out by like the boring. Hopefully, the game will actually be more exciting after Bootyholzer fixes up his lineups. So I'm gonna leave it with the Bootyholzer is booty straight booty cheeks. He sucks.
He is cheeks right now.
I'm gonna leave that. But yeah, that's it for today's this week for any news. I mean, there's not much to talk about really, but yeah, that's it for the podcast this week.
Mostly just Rachel Nichols and
Nichols, yeah, and Nate McMillan. But yeah, and also we've been talking. A lot of us, in the whole 3 of us have been talking about a lot of improvement to the improvement ideas for the podcast. Making the production better, better, content and etc. So hopefully y'all will see that in the future.
Yeah, the 5 people that watch this also, if you have any suggestions.
Dude, I'm just saying, if people start watching this more often, they might see this episode. They're like, yo, they actually we're thinking about it. Like, we're actually starting to plan this out. Hopefully we can get some good content.
These guys are morons.
dude, can't come in with that mindset, or else we're not going to do well, man. Come on. Yeah, but that's. I mean,
I think
we also need to work on I think our main thing is production and marketing. I think that's the 2 things we need to bring. We need to step up because
I don't know.
I'm talking to our marketing major right here.
Wait, hold on. But before we continue, let's not start talking about how we're gonna revamp the podcast in the middle of this episode.
Yeah, they can hear it, dude.
Maybe this should be an off mic discussion.
No. This is just a little taste of what we're talking about off the scenes. That's we're not just messing around, on the off the scene, off the scenes. We're not what is it? What's the word? I can't even think. It's not off the scene. What the hell am I thinking?
Behind the scenes.
I'm fried. I am. Yep, I'm an idiot. But yeah, behind the scenes.
I was rocking with it. You said off the scenes. I was like, yeah, makes sense.
It makes sense. Behind the scenes, yeah. BTS, a lot of BTS going on. But yeah, that's it for this week's podcast. Hopefully, we'll be able to talk about at least, the series might be over by the time of next week's podcast. We don't know. So hopefully it does last longer. So we have more final stuff to talk about and more post-game reactions and more stuff to laugh at and more Bootyholzer crap I can go critique. Yeah. So, yeah, until next week, boys. We'll see y'all. Peace.